The INFJ personality type is known for its caring nature and calm attitude. They like listening to their peers and helping them as much as they can, while also spending time alone to gather their thoughts. Everyone wishes that they had an INFJ in their lives because of how special they are. Do you know someone that has the remarkable qualities of an INFJ? If you do, then hold on to them for dear life, because you might not meet another in your lifetime. Anyway, let's dive into why the INFJ is the rarest personality type. But before we do that, we would really like it if you could click the like button and support the channel. Remember, we make these videos for free for your entertainment, and that is all we ask for in support. Hit the subscribe button while you're there too. All set? Let's look at why INFJs are so special and what makes them so difficult to come by. An INFJ is often thought to be the ideal personality. This is because an INFJ can easily integrate themselves into a person's life. They can be someone's best friend, partner, mentor, and many other things because they're so versatile. An INFJ is kind, caring, and always looks out for their peers. They stand up for what's right and will make an effort to please those around them. So it's no surprise that people would want such a personality in their lives. And what's better is that you don't need to do a lot to make an INFJ happy. Be nice to them, care for them, and be available for them, and you might just find yourself at the center of an INFJ's world. But that is the easy part. The real struggle is finding an INFJ to bond with. This personality is the rarest in the world, and you can see why. To help you wrap your head around it, here's a fact. Just 2% of the population has an INFJ personality. Here are a few reasons why this personality is so hard to come by. Absorbing emotions. An INFJ is great at reading people. They can take one look at you and know if you're happy, sad, or troubled. But what's even more interesting is that INFJs can sometimes absorb these emotions and make them their own. For example, if you have received good news and you're bouncing with joy, an INFJ might absorb that happiness and bounce around with you. They're the only personality types that can do this effortlessly. Some people might think of an INFJ as selfish for doing this, but in reality, they do it to better understand their peers and help them in any way they can. Forecasting abilities. The IN in INFJ stands for intuition and intrusion, one of the core traits of the personality type. An INFJ likes to predict how a certain situation will end. They do this by using their intuition and intrusion, and more often than not, they're absolutely spot on. They take all the variables into account and try to come up with the most likely outcome. Emotional intelligence. INFJs are intelligent in every sense of the word, but the one that stands out the most is their emotional intelligence. INFJs possess the ability to process others' emotions as well as their own. They can effectively use how they feel to generate a positive outcome. You won't find an INFJ being rude to others just because they're having a bad day. Instead, they might do more good on a bad day to counter what they're feeling. Not a lot of people have the patience and ability to use their own emotions to relieve stress and reduce anxiety, but INFJs have mastered it. Emotional intimacy. Speaking of emotions, INFJs are able to create deeply intimate bonds with their peers with minimal effort. Because they are introverted by nature, they might not open up immediately, but once they're comfortable, they can use their amazing qualities to truly give their friends or partner the intimacy they crave. Insightful. It would be a mistake to think of an INFJ as a simple and emotional person. The truth is, INFJs love gaining knowledge. They spend a large amount of their free time reading and are well versed about most topics. You don't need to worry about coming up with a topic of conversation that suits them. You can just start talking, and chances are, they will too. And if you're interested in superficial things like love and spirituality, you might just win the jackpot. INFJs love expanding their knowledge on superficial topics. If you want to get close to an INFJ's heart, Become a philosopher. High standards. An INFJ might look like a person who is happy with whatever they get, and while that may be true in many cases, it's fair to say INFJs have a certain standard too. They don't settle for less in any aspect of life, especially relationships. INFJs want partners that can understand them and make them feel special. They like to be treated with love, and anyone who disrespects them can walk out the door. Basically, they will only let those people in their lives who they feel deserve it. The others will have to be content with watching from afar. Perfectionists. Another trait that makes INFJs the rarest personality type in the world is their perfectionist attitude. They need everything in a particular way and will not be at peace until they achieve their goal. And this is why they sometimes find it difficult to stay in relationships and long-term commitments. While this may often cause unnecessary pressure and stress for the INFJ person, it can also be beneficial at times. Their perfectionism allows them to completely analyze the situation before getting into it. This helps them predict certain outcomes and avoid saying the wrong things. Hating small talk. Perhaps the most obvious trait of all in an INFJ person is that they hate making small talk. Now, don't get us wrong, it isn't because they dislike the person they're talking to or have no interest in the topic. It's simply because they're bad at it. INFJs are primarily introverts, and introverts do not like speaking unnecessarily. Once their social meter depletes, they will want to end the conversation. You're probably wondering why this makes INFJs rare, right? On its own, hating small talk is a pretty common trait. But when you pair it with the other traits of an INFJ, you'll find that INFJs will be deep in conversation one moment, and the next, they will want nothing to do with you. Compassionate. An INFJ person is the warmest aura in the world. These unique individuals care for their loved ones wholeheartedly and will go to great lengths to see them happy. Their compassion for those around them speaks volumes about the type of people they are. Many times, people try to take advantage of their compassion. But INFJs are not pushovers and can sense when someone is using them. What's even better is that you don't need to be in an INFJ's inner circle to receive their compassion. If you come across someone that has this personality type, you can probably share all your sorrows with them and receive the best advice. Before we move on with the video, is there an INFJ in your life? And do they have the qualities we've talked about in this video? Do you think there's a personality type even more rare than an INFJ? Let us know your opinions in the comments below. And now, the trait that makes the INFJ personality type the rarest in the world. Unlimited empathy. Empathy is what defines an INFJ. It's their trademark quality. It's important to note, however, that not every empath is an INFJ. Some people understand others' emotions but use them for their benefit. But an INFJ person not only understands emotions, but also respects them. You don't need to say a lot of words for an INFJ to get in your head. The moment they set their eyes on you, they'll know how you're feeling. That's more of a superpower than a quality. An INFJ's empathy is amplified because of all the other amazing traits they have. Their compassion allows them to care for people once they understand them, and their insightfulness enables them to give the best advice possible. And with that, we've reached the end of our video on why an INFJ is the rarest personality type. If you have an INFJ in your life, you should consider yourselves very lucky and do everything in your power to keep them there. If you've watched till the end, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your post notifications. If you liked this video, check out this next one, and we'll catch you all next time.